Hey guys, welcome back to Drew's Forge. Today, part 5 of the Logan Project. So we're going to hit this with the wire wheel and get all this forge scale off so it's just a bare metal. Then we're going to throw it on the grinder and get the edge in, and maybe even to the point of drilling the holes for the handle and starting the handle. Don't know. We're going to see how it goes, and that's that. Let's get to it. So, might be time for a new wire wheel. There's nothing left. All right. Okay, so I gotta change the design. So I didn't count on all this being on there, and from what I found out is that's the scale that was on there from when I quenched it. So I'm gonna have to grind all that off, which means it's not gonna have the look that I wanted. But I gotta be really careful so I don't ruin the temper. So I'm at a dilemma. Do I grind it off and just make it all shiny, or do I try to keep my original vision and make it look, weathered and rough? I like this look. I think it would look very cool, but I wasn't counting on it being so thick. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't. And I need to deliberate.
3 hours later.
Okay. Sorry about the noise. There's yard work going on. I'm gonna grind it. I got enough meat there to where I should be able to take it off. I'm just gonna use a flat wheel on the angle grinder and then do the main grinding on the belt sander. It's not the look I wanted, but it's what I gotta do. I'm not gonna pass that off. Oh, I tried to make it this way. Although that was my original plan, I wasn't counting on it looking that bad. I was expecting like this coloration here, and then all this would get chipped off with the wire wheel, but it didn't. So, and I failed at my maker's mark. Didn't hit it hard enough. No going back now. So, yeah, I'm gonna go put the flat wheel on the angle grinder, and we're gonna get this crud off and get an edge on it. Damn. Okay, so got the scale ground off. Still some forge marks left on there, but I didn't let it get too hot, so the temper should be okay. So the rest we're gonna try to do on the belt grinder, and if I do make a mistake and mess up the temper, I'm gonna have to start all over. I don't want to do that. So that's that. I'm gonna get the belt grinder set up, and then we'll grind this in and get it cleaned up. But I think I might know how to change it back to the color I want. I think if I just do a boil it in vinegar, it should turn it black, and then I can put the final edge on there. I'll bring this nice shine, how it has right here, up. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so got the bevel ground in. You can see where it transitions there. I got a little mess up right there. I can fix that. But yeah, so that's where the bevel's going to be. Now I know, I thought about this while I was grinding. I'm going to do what's called a mustard etch. I'm going to cover this all in mustard, leave it for 24 hours, and it's going to turn black again. Then I can come in and finish this edge because it's not sharp yet. But while it's doing that, we're going to start on the handle. So switch machines, go get my scroll saw because it's all I have to cut wood. Sorry, my eyes itch. And get the drill press and get our pins drilled. And we're going to start on the handle. So I'll be back. Okay, so this unprecise is the chunk of wood I'm going to cut out for the handle. This is the actual handle, so that's what we're gonna shape down to. And got scroll saw set. Let's get to cutting. Okay, so that's gonna be the handle. Obviously not this, but we're gonna sand it down and everything. But yeah, handle's cut out. It's gonna go like so on the blade. You know, I'm really starting to get excited. So now I gotta get some measurements, and then we're going to drill the holes, then transfer those holes into the handle. Then I'm gonna go mustard etch this. So we'll be back. Okay, so for the handle pins, I have this 1/8 inch round brass bar. The problem is all the drill bits I have I picked up at a yard sale, so they I don't know what sizes they are. So I got my micrometer, and let's put it on here. So it says 1/3 of an inch. So now, hopefully, I have a drill bit that is the same size. Let me see here. That is 0.15. That's 0.12. Let's see what this one is. Sorry. That's 0.18, so that's just out the question. So we're gonna have to go with this one. It's a little bit smaller, but it's 0.1210. I'm sorry, 0.12. Can you see it? 0.1230. And this is what? Is this bar not even? Because now it's saying it's 0.14. 0.12 there. 12. So all right, this is going to be our drill bit. So let's get this into the thing, set this side. Then we're going to line up our holes on the knife, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let me zero this here. We need to find, I was going to do pin, but since I made the knife skinnier than what I originally planned, now I got to find the center of the knife. And that's 1.12, 1.12, 1.3, 1.12, no. Okay, so now we'll switch over to millimeters. There we go. And that is 28 millimeters. 28 millimeters. 28. And that one's 29. So I'm a millimeter off here at the bottom. So we're going to go half of 28. So I gotta do some math. So that should be 14. 14 plus 14 is 28. So that's my center. So now I gotta do a scribe line. Now this is where like you would use blue dichrome or something, but I don't have any of that. So there we go, 14. That's 15. There we go. And we're just gonna put a dot. Okay. That is the middle of the blade. Well, the handle. So now I need to go get my ruler, draw a straight line. I'll be right back. You can watch me walk away. Okay. So, got the ruler. Set that down. Make sure the ruler's straight. All right, so there's our center line. And now we're gonna go ahead and put a pin there, pin there, one there, and then one there. So I have 4 pins total. So that should be good. Let's get these holes drilled. Okay, so hole drilling went smooth. Got our 4 holes in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this on here and match up the outline that I did. We're going to clamp it in place and then transfer the holes to the wood handle. So when I'm ready to attach it, it just makes it easier and I know all my holes will line up. So that's what's next. So what I had to do, because my clamp was too big to allow me to drill through the knife and into the wood, you can see I got 1 hole. I had to see if my brass pin was the right size. I actually had to, you've seen bust out the grinder, I had to take a few just hairs off to make it fit into the knife. It's still snug how you want it, but it's not, before it was a little too tight. Remember? Drill bit was just a smidge smaller than this. So now what I'm going to do to help keep the knife in place is I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to put the pin in. I should have brought out a hammer, but I didn't. So now that'll help me keep the knife in place. And then once I get This hole, I made a mistake. This hole right here, you see how close it is to the edge of the handle? That's not gonna fly. I can't use that hole. So it's just gonna have the 3 pins here, and then I'm gonna epoxy it. So, but yeah, so that's where we're at. And that's what you've seen me do. So now, I'm gonna get this pin out. We're gonna drill the holes. I'm gonna go darken the knife up. We'll start shaping our handle, and we'll go from there.
Drilling noises.
Okay, so holes are drilled. Yay. So now we're ready to start shaping. I'm gonna do some rough shaping first before I cut this in half, because I gotta cut it in half so the knife can go like a sandwich in the middle there. So I'm gonna go start this soaking so we can turn this blade black again, and then we'll start shaping the handle. Cool. Okay, so the handle is rough sanded, so you can see where the finger well is going to be. I've already started to curve the edges. Now remember, it's going to get cut in half and go on either side of the knife, so I'm not going to go too much more into shaping this until the knife is ready, so then I can cut it, get it on, dry clamp everything together, sand it to the shape I want, then we'll epoxy it and do the cleanup, and then it's looking like the Logan Project might be done. So we're going to call it there for this episode. Thank you as always for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. You'll like me, I promise.